All right, guys, welcome back to The Drive. This is John Wong, and I am here with you again. And we're going to have a few minutes to talk on my way home. Every day on the way home, I have a little bit of a talk and try to express a few things that I feel, a few things that I'm thinking about. Last time we talked about my interest in internet marketing as being the way to financial success. Since then, I've continued to do a lot of thinking about internet marketing, and I've narrowed this idea down to the ability to select an audience targeting, to target your audience. That is the key in all of it. We can be really good at marketing with regards to knowing all the right moves, but having that intuitive nature to be able to market to the proper audience, that is what takes it to a whole new level. What is the science behind audience targeting? I've looked, I've researched, I've read, I have come to the conclusion that audience targeting is highly intuitive. It is not something that is typically taught. So therefore, if you have that ability, you become highly invaluable. You can name your price. My concern is that everything that we do, you have to be able to teach it at some point. It is teachable. There is a way of going about this that I can learn it. So far, I've picked up the basic demographics. The question that I continue to try to answer is, what audience will buy what I'm selling? What audience will buy what I'm selling? It's that person that is passionate about whatever it is you're selling, so deeply passionate that they're almost obsessed about it. It makes things a whole lot easier whenever you're trying to sell something that someone is already obsessed about. Figuring out who's obsessed about what, that's the trick. I have not figured that one out yet. But in other news, I ran across some interesting tidbits the other day. Of course, I am involved in something called Kratom, Kratom. Very interested in it, doing a lot of reading about it, looking at the target audience, who does what, and so forth and so on, and not a whole lot to look at there. But whenever you overlay the recent states that have legislated against Kratom, along with the states that have the highest painkiller opiate use, there's a lot of coinciding. Whoop-de-doo. As a matter of fact, Alabama is on the top of the opiate usage, painkiller usage. And guess who the first one to legislate against it was? You got it, Alabama. And so forth and so on. The pattern repeats itself. And now we understand why that is such a big deal with the state levels. Because, hey, they're protecting their financial interest. Wow. Who would have ever thought that? And, of course, as I mentioned the other day whenever we talked, I do work at a casino. I do deal at a casino. And you know what the hardest part of my job is? Not taking the money, but taking the money once I've given it to them. I win a couple $1,000s, and then I go turn around and have to take it back because their dumbasses keep on putting it at risk. That sucks, especially whenever I've got $6 in my pocket. I'm trying to decide exactly how much money and gas I got to put in the tank. Well, I got to figure out how much milk I got to get, along with the oatmeal that I need to get. My son is extremely picky with what he eats, and oatmeal is one of the few things that he eats. One particular brand, one particular flavor. Let me tell you, he's 6. But with that said, yeah, the hardest part of my job is not taking the money, but taking it once I've already given it to him. Can you win? Yeah, you can win in the short term. If you happen to win, you better take it with you. I don't get it. I'll never get it. As a matter of fact, I get to see one of the more interesting sides of life. And that's a very, very awesome sort of thing. Last time we talked, did talk about trying to see things that couldn't be seen. I'm talking about looking at goals, making goals in life and getting to them. I made a goal to figure out internet marketing and to be able to make that money that I need to make to stay home. And when I look into the darkness, I don't see the step ahead of me. All I see is where I need to go. I have no idea how to get there, and I'm still trying to figure it out. We're supposed to be moving here soon, and about the end of March 31st, we got to be out of where we're at, and I have no idea where we're going to be going. Life has given me a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances to do things, and I say that in a very positive way because I feel like I'm extremely limited in my opportunities and chances, but it just means that I have to be more creative in the way that I look at things. So March 31st, we're going to be out of where we're at. Where are we going? I don't know. I have no idea, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Guys, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So I was taught when I was coming up in Sunday school, and I never really understood what they were talking about, but I do now, with that scope of understanding that we are moving and we have no idea where we're supposed to be going. Faith is what comes into play. Faith is the belief that everything's going to be okay, and in believing that, we will make the necessary adjustments to make that come to fruition. Yeah, one of them $20 words there, fruition. Basically means make shit happen. But yeah, so back to the faith as the faith as a grain of mustard seed. I never really understood, how does a grain of mustard seed move a mountain? When it's planted, seeds grow. When seeds grow inside the crack of a mountain, it will split the mountain open. It'll break the rock. It'll move the mountain. Faith is the idea and the belief that something's going to happen, and everything grows from that. Never lose faith. Always believe that everything is going to be okay. Always believe that you can do everything that you set your mind to. If you fail, it's only because you get the opportunity to try again. You get the privilege of staring that problem in the eye again, and the ability to come back and show it that you can and you will triumph over that situation. What do we battle? What stops us from acting in faith? Self-doubt. Self-doubt gets in the way. Self-image gets in the way. It kind of ties hand in hand with self-doubt. Disbelief in ourselves, disbelief in others, self-doubt. All these things come into play and stop us from making the progress that we need to make in our lives. The positive efforts will be blocked by our negative thoughts, our negative self-image. So, whenever we ask ourselves, why isn't things happening the way that they're supposed to be happening in our lives? It's because of our perception. We can't change our circumstances. We can rarely change our circumstances, but we can often change our outlook. We can change a failure into a success simply by looking at that failure differently. The actual outcome hasn't changed. but our perspective on the outcome has. So a failure goes from being a failure to being a learning experience. Having gained knowledge, our failure turns from a failure to a success. Last time I ended it talking about keeping an open heart and open mind and the spirit of compassion. This time I want to end it with the idea of keeping the faith. Always keep the faith. Never let it go. And when in doubt, believe in yourself. And believe that even though the you that exists today may not be able to accomplish the things that you've set your mind to, believe that there is a you that exists in tomorrow and in the next day and the next day and somewhere in the future that can and will handle that problem. It will stand up to the challenge. So don't let yourself of today doubt yourself of tomorrow and get in the way of your success and your happiness. Because you don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what tomorrow brings. But I do know that I will continue to persevere in the spirit of positive and hopeful and thoughtful outlook. And I will find a way that fits my life. A way that brings the answers that I need. A way that solves the questions that I've asked. So once again, thank you for joining me on this drive. I look forward to talking to you again. Keep the faith, stay positive, and remember, you're a hero in the making. Never lose that. Have a good day.